Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and I hope everyone's going to have a wonderful day today. Yes, I do. Obviously I have been busy with various appointments, and I will tell you I have to go back under the surgeon's knife next month. I don't know what day yet, but I've had a few complications and I've got some huge results and tests and stuff coming up right at the end of this month, so I'm just going to be on when I can be on, and that's all I can say. So today, yes, let's do something joyful. Let's do the coffin box. Yeah. So we're going to do that, but we're not doing it as a box because everybody else has done it as a box. I'm doing it as a card, and I'm using one of those Halloween shadow words, which is Keep It Real. Now, I have already done a lot of preparation. Yes, I have. So let's get stuck in. Right, I've got my glue bottle that I'm going to put there. And the paper that I'm using today is Katie Pertiet, which is P-E-R-T-I-E-T designs.com, and I believe she's the lady that does all those, you know, amazing designs for 49 and Market, which is all those fantastic, almost vintage style floral papers and things. So it's all digital what I'm using, apart from this. Yeah, that's orange, isn't it? That's a piece of orange cardstock from what was Joanne. And I'm still looking online for affordable cardstock. I want to be able to find stuff that's, you know, 3 or 4 sheets for $1. I've still got some, but, you know, you need to hunt it down anyway. So this would be the back of your coffin box if you were doing it as a box, but I'm doing it as a card, so that's my card base. Now, I want my card to stand up because one of the reasons I love KSCRAFT's designs, or shall I say Nicole's, is because you can turn them into shaped cards. So this is the section that would be a layering piece on the front, but I've cut it in orange again, and I hope my camera's not playing up, and I've scored it across. Now you can see if you put it there, how on earth's your card going to stand up because you've got this big gap? So we're going to put it down to the bottom, and I'm hoping my glue is going to work because I haven't used it in a while, although oh yeah, I did poke it with a needle. I've got to get myself a new bottle of glue. I do love this glue, I just don't like the pin. Right, so find your centre, so you're staying within. Right, I'm down to that, and I want to see my pattern equally. So I reckon it's there. Yeah, I'm straight at the top. I'm going to rub that down, and I'm just going to stand it up to make sure that it's in the right place. Give it a little push if you need to. Now, because you've got layering pieces, you could actually put another piece of decorative paper on top of that. So let's make sure that it stands up first. And it does. That's a good thing. Right, now next up is layers, and you do get 3 or 4 layering pieces in this set. So I've got a black layer which is going to go there. I'm going to put it in evenly, and then another Katie Pertiet designs here, which is a great Halloween kind of candy stripe, and I'm just going to layer these 2 up first, and then I'm going to pop it onto there. So some glue upon my stripe. What have you all been up to? I hope you've been having a great time. I'm waiting on a haul. You know what I'm like. I've ordered some really nice stamps, and hopefully they'll be here next week. And they're all kind of collage-y, broken window kind of stamps. Right. You want to get this where you want it, but try and be even. So we've got that piece on. I've just squeezed out all my glue, which is never good on black because it can stain, but you can use an eraser just to get it off. And then we're going to take this piece and glue it onto our base. Yeah, and I've been shopping with Piggy again, haven't I? Because I do love Piggy. You know, buy 5 items, no matter how much they cost, and get your free shipping. I do love Piggy. But I've just ordered a big cone-shaped box. And I think that it is big as well, because I did the visual measurements of it. I usually eyeball everything with my eyes and try and guesstimate how big something is going to be. There goes my phone. Excuse me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, here we go. That was scheduling pre-surgery. So there you go. We're starting off already. Right, so we've got that on. And of course those other 2 layers have made it nice and sturdy. And our card still stands up, which is great. And I will tell you that between me doing that and my phone call, I made a terrible mistake, which is typical for me. I meant to stick the doors in underneath there, but I'm going to have to stick them on top now. So yeah, you'll just have to pretend that they were attached to that black piece. Goodness me. Right, where am I? Right, as you can see, the colour coordination, this is Cape Pertiate again. Now, when you cut out these doors, you get a bit that drops out, because this can be a shaker if you want it to be. But I just took the black piece and put it onto the back of my printed sheet of paper, just to make it sturdy and give it something that looked a little bit more decorative. Now, looking at this, I've now got to flatten that down in order to stick it. So what I'll do is I'll put this one on, and then I'll go off and do the other one, and then we'll put the decoration bit inside. So you need to line that up with the bottom and get it all the way along there. Rub out any of your excess glue. Right, I'm going to hold that, and then I'm going to stick the other one on, and I'm going to come right back. Okay, so I've got those stuck on. You can see you've got a nice opening cuff in there, and you can see it would have been lovely if I'd have folded it underneath the black base layer there, but you know, the phone went off and I went off too, so I'm just going to fold that back. So you can see it still stands up, even opened doored, which is great. And if I can take a picture of it like that, then I will do. But line it down flat again, and I'm going to open it. And I've got the Creep It Real. Now, because you want your doors to close, I'm just going to glue stuff down flat. And I've gone with my Creep It Real, so that can go there. I'm going to pop it there. And if you've got any other Halloween characters or anything like that, you know, you could have popped that in there. And then I've also done the spider web, which I think I'm going to pop there. And I also did the little spider that comes with it. There's also a little skeleton and a bow. And you can see that there, look. I just went and put glue all over it, but hopefully it's going to dry clear. But he's got 2 little dotty white eyes. So I'm going to put my cobwebby down first. And I'm going to have some glue in the middle, a little bit on the edges, just in case I want to tuck my spider in a bit. And if not, I'll just stick him flat on top. But you know, sometimes when you choose your gluing elements, I think I'll go across both base layers. You can decide what exactly you want to do with your little critters if you've got a little bit of space. But I think I'm just going to stick him there anyway. Yeah, I think he's going to be partially on his web. I'm going to have him there. So I've got glue all over my hands. And there, once you've got your fluffy bits off, you've got your open close coffin card. Isn't that great? I like that. And then when it stands up, look, there's enough to see inside. So I'm holding it up so that you can see it. So you've got the sentiment and you've got the spider. And your doors are open. Of course, if you're popping that into an envelope, it's going to go nice and flat. So that is what I have for you today. Hopefully I'm going to be up at some point next week, I hope, in between all my appointments. But I do hope you have an absolutely awesome weekend. And as always, I thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I thank you so much for your kind words. And I will see you when I see you. Have a great day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.